weekend, and I hope you can listen to us and see us. Very shortly, I'm going to introduce and bring on our panel members. Today, we are talking about how Bologna Book Fair has decided to go virtual. We have Alina Pasoli, Director of the Bologna Children's Book Fair with us, and John Malinowski, President of MAT. They will be in conversation with Simon de Jota and Emma House. Let me just bring everybody on board and start the session.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good morning from Montreal, Canada.
And good morning from New York.
Good afternoon from London. Elena, can you hear us?
I think Elena has issues with her sound.
No, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, good morning, Elena and John. Thank you so much for this moment with us. I think there's a lot of people who are curious about what's happening right now with the Bologna Book Fair going online. I'm a big fan of the Bologna Book Fair. I attend every year. I have a lot of fun. I meet great people. And I got to tell you, I was quite upset when I found out that the cancellation happened. It happens, you know. We lost London, we lost Paris, we lost Bologna, we lost quite a few, and we go on striving to do things. I was mentioning, I think yesterday, that gray clouds often come with a silver lining, and I think you're bringing to us a silver lining today with all of this happening. Elena, my first question is to you. Perhaps you could introduce us to the reasoning for the concept behind a global rights exchange. That'd be a good start, maybe. What are we talking about?
Well, so as you said, it was very frustrating, and also for us not to be welcoming all the publishing community as we usually do. And so immediately, the couple of days before deciding to cancel the fair, we immediately started thinking what we could do, because we couldn't miss this appointment with the publishers. We received tons of mails of support. We felt we were having all the community close to us, and so it was all in a while we saw that we had to do something, and it's our fortune that we have been working for a long time with John on other projects. I already knew well about Pub Match, and so it really seemed to be not so a crazy plan to get started with that. I also have to say that it's been quite a long time, let me say a couple of years, that I had been started thinking of the possibility of creating more opportunities of meetings and of business meetings and networking activities. You know, we do all year long many exhibitions across the world. When it comes to the copyright business, we are present only 4 days of the fair. And this is something that we feel like a gap, because while we keep on liaising with illustrators all year long, with authors all year long, of course we liaise also with publishers, but we don't offer them the service we usually offer in Bologna. And so it was a crazy thing to think of a replacement, and even more, not only a replacement, a new project to develop and to see where it will bring us.
Excellent. So it sort of complements the Bologna Book Fair. Can you tell us who is eligible to participate in this idea, in this concept? Who are you inviting to join?
We are inviting to join the publishers who had applied to be exhibitors at this year fair, at the Bologna 2020. And we offer them the possibility of uploading their titles. And then we welcome also as visitors, so without giving them the possibility of uploading titles, but just browsing across the offers and get in touch with the exhibitors. We welcome the visitors. With what visitors? The visitors, of course, only publishers and agents that had participated as visitors in Bologna in 2029, and all those had pre-registered as visitors for this year. And at the moment, we are the platform is not ready to welcome other professionals of the industry. I mean, we're not inviting illustrators, authors, and distributors, because this is meant to be a copyright marketplace. But then in the future, who knows?
So if I get it straight, and then I'll pass it on to Emma, we're talking about publishers who were registered for this year's Bologna Book Fair are going to be welcomed. Those who were not are welcome to come in and visit, but won't be able to do the things. And basically what you're saying is come and see how great this is so that next year you won't miss out on this.
No, it's not only come and see. If they're publishers and they're visitors, they will be doing on the platform the same as they do in Bologna. They will buy copyrights. They will
Okay.
be
Oh,
able
I
to
see.
buy copyrights. And there are some publishers that are mainly focused on publishing book in translations who come to Bologna without having any stand. They just come. They prefer not to have the stand, to be more free to go around and visit many publishers,
Gotcha.
because their main interest is in buying copyrights. And so agents, while in terms of exhibitors, of course, we are inviting also the agents that were registered to take part in the Literary Agent Center, and also those agents and publishers who had registered for the brand new Comics Corner. That was our new thing this year.
Great. I think that's clear on who's eligible. And John, online rights trading isn't new to you at all, because PubMatch has been going for a while now. Why don't you tell us a bit more about what PubMatch is and how it's involved in the Bologna Global Rights Exchange?
Absolutely, and thank you for having me, and hello to everybody out there. First of all, PubMatch has been around for 12 years, and what it is a rights platform that provides online tools that help publishers, agents, and authors manage and organize their rights data for both front and backward titles. I'm getting an echo. I'm not sure if anybody else is hearing an echo. No. It also includes tools for creating rights catalogs, quick and easy offers made on any title on the platform, and members have the option to use built-in rights contracts within the system for transaction purposes, where they can provide their own contracts. In terms of the Global Rights Exchange, we'll be using the PubMatch engine to drive it, and all the features in the platform to view titles, to sample pages through EPUBs and PDFs. They'll have the ability to make offers on titles, the ability to add titles at any time between the time it goes live and the end of the year. And the ability to, as I said, make offers for future reference. There'll be a few other little tools, but not worth going into at this point. The main thing that we're adding to this platform is the scheduling of video conferencing or video meetings using Zoom and GoToMeeting. Most people use Zoom and GoToMeeting now, but if you don't, Zoom has a free version that you can download and use for this purpose. All of these meetings video meetings scheduled, will be controlled and housed within the Global Rights Exchange dashboard of each user. They'll be able to start, edit or delete any of these video meetings. And in these video meetings, the seller or the host will be able to share their screen, select a title in their company profile that's in their listing, open up pages for the buyer to see. Because what we're trying to do here is to make this experience as close to sitting across the table at a fair, having a meeting as humanly possible.
And you'll see, John, one of those questions has come up as to when can agents and publishers, I guess exhibitors, actually start scheduling meetings?
Well, the site will go live on May 4th. So, Bologna, Elena came to us to me soon after the show was canceled. So to put this all together in 4 and 5 weeks is a daunting project. And, we've been working day and night to get this going. The site will be live starting May 4th through the end of the year. So there's plenty of time to get on it, upload titles. The thing I want to stress is that the exhibitors should be sending us the spreadsheets of the titles and then uploading the EPUBs and PDFs through a special GRE Dropbox that we've indicated. All those instructions are in the Bologna Book Fair's website. As long as the exhibitor logs on with their Bologna login and password, they can access those instructions. If anybody needs those instructions who are exhibitors, they can certainly contact us at exchange@pubmatch.com. We'll happy to send it to them as long as they're a registered exhibitor for 2020, which we have a list of. So we want to start the process early, so when all these thousands of visitors log on May 4th, that they'll be able to see publishers and their titles immediately. But you really see this. Go ahead.
Just to reiterate, you're working now with publishers to get their titles uploaded, and then the system will actually go live on May the 4th, which is when appointments can start happening, they can start being set, and trading can begin.
Correct. And what we plan to do is hopefully next week, we'll have a series of 2 or 3 videos on how the platform will work, the dashboard, how the dashboard will work, how to schedule meetings. There'll be short videos on how to use the system, and that'll be up prior to the site going live.
Great. And then just to very quickly answer one of the questions that come up, to reiterate that there will be a function for people to schedule video conferencing calls with each other. So exhibitors and visitors can schedule video conferencing via the system, via the Global Rights Exchange using Zoom and GoMeet.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
There'll be a process to do that, and all of those meetings will be scheduled within their dashboard to control from within that dashboard. They'll be able to select the time zone, the date, and the time of the meeting, and the visitor who is getting the meeting request will automatically receive an email, just as if they would from GoTo or Zoom, with that link to schedule the meeting and enter the meeting at that appropriate time.
John,
And then just one. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Simon.
Well, I'm a publisher and I'm not that quick. So maybe you can help me and tell me exactly what am I supposed to be doing, or what should I have done? Where should I have registered? Should I have already registered? Should I have gotten an email that I never got? Did it go in my spam? Well, how do we go from here to in your spot, in your place?
Yeah, so Bologna has sent out emails to the administrators of every exhibitor in advance, and that login and password accesses the Bologna service section. And in that service section, they can order services for the book fair, tables, chairs, electricity, things of that nature. In there is a link for Global Rights Exchange, which is basically a PDF with the instructions on what to do prior to May 4th, meaning downloading the spreadsheet template that we've provided to include all of the titles that will be shown on the platform. There's a link to the GRE Dropbox where they're going to download the EPUBs or PDFs and cover art with specific instructions on how to do that. We've automated the system so that those files are automatically associated with the titles that have already been uploaded by us through that spreadsheet into each company's profile. So we've already done that in the back end. So as they send us spreadsheets, we're going to upload it for them prior to May 4th or even after May 4th. But they'll also be able to do that once they're in their own dashboard. They'll be able to do that themselves.
Just a secondary question to that. I'm usually on the Canada stand, the Leave Canada book stand. So the organization is the one that sort of sets up everything, and we just arrive and we have our badges. So are they going to be receiving that information, or is it going to be sent directly to all publishers who are on that Canadian stand? And I can say the same thing about Bologna, about Belgium and France.
Both.
I believe
Both.
Ellen could answer that question.
Both. Yeah, both.
Okay.
We
Perfect.
have sent email directly to all exhibitors, also those taking part in the collective stands. And then we have sent another email to all the organizer of the collective stand.
Excellent.
So
Well, you've covered the bases there for sure.
Yeah.
So publishers won't be able to upload their catalogues as PDFs. They have to fill in the spreadsheet with the titles from their catalogues.
Yes, actually, it's a really good question, because just yesterday we had a fairly large agent from France ask the question about catalogs, and the system is designed for books, obviously, but agents are typically working from catalogs from a number of different companies and groups. Either they create them or they get them from the publisher. So what we're going to do with that situation is we're going to work with them individually. We'll be able to upload their catalogs for them. People will be able to click on that. There'll be PDFs, and the full PDF will be shown of that catalog, so they can access it. I'd like to point out something that I didn't mention before, in that when you upload EPUBs or PDFs for books, for the look inside the book feature, we're only going to show 25% of the book from the beginning. It's a legal thing. If you need more than 25% of the book shown, you can work with the person that you're meeting with to send them a PDF if you trust them and you know them. But we're only going to show 25% of the PDF or the EPUB.
And then just one final question before we move on a little bit. If you're a large company, HarperCollins, for example, and you've got multiple staff attending the fair, will each staff member get their own dashboard, or will the dashboard be allocated just to that just one dashboard per company? Okay.
Another great question. Each individual person from that company will have their own dashboard. The administrator of the company, let's say it's HarperCollins, and they have 20 staff members that would have normally gone to Bologna, they'll be able to include each individual person to share the titles in that publisher profile. They will each receive an email with a login and password to go into the system to have their own dashboard, but each one of them will share the titles that were provided by HarperCollins.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great. And so how do the staff get those individual emails? Do you know about them already, or does the company administrator need to tell you who they are?
Yeah, the company administrator is going to include the name of the staff member and their email. And when they click submit, they will get an automated email with their login and password that's auto-generated. They'll be able to go in, look at their dashboard. They can change their password once they get in if they care to do so.
Great.
Good.
So what kind of technology are you using, John, to make this all happen? Other than having Gandalf as a friend, what have you been doing?
It's really the PubMatch engine. It's really what's driving the whole thing. We do this now in PubMatch. All of those features are available in PubMatch. So we're bringing that technology over to this, but we're really making the Global Rights Exchange Bologna's own platform. By bringing in the video conferencing, adding that feature to it, I think is something that PubMatch can't do right now. Right now, I say, but it's something that I think will really enhance the show in terms of pre-meetings, meetings that might happen at a show, and most importantly, after the show is over. If this continues for 2021, I really see this thing enhancing the show and bringing more people to Bologna because of that factor. The follow-up after the meetings is generally the hardest part, and if they have a record of all of the rights transactions or the rights offers, not transactions, because you can't transact on the site. All the offers are stored in the publisher's, in the personal dashboard of that person. So they have a record of it and can follow up.
There's a question about security and in particular about visitors. Will the visitors all be verified so that it's that they're trade visitors only rather than general members of the public who might just want to pay to be a visitor, so that everything is very secure?
We are inviting as visitors only the professionals, publisher and agents. We are to access the platform as visitor. You need a code, and we are sending codes only to these kind of exhibitors, of visitors. Sorry, and as I told you before, we're not ready to open up to other kind of public, nor illustrators or authors. So we are very strict in this, and we are sending out invitations only to these kind of visitors.
Right. And so will the exhibitor be able to approve which of those visitors actually view the PDFs of their catalogues, or will all the approved visitors have access to all of the exhibitors' materials?
Yeah, they'll have access to all of the exhibitors, assuming they upload titles. The way the system works, if a publisher registers, goes on and actually gets on their platform, their profile will not be shown on the exhibitor's page unless they upload at least one title. It would be like going to a book fair to have a meeting with a publisher and there's no titles on the shelves. So yeah, we really require them to upload something in order to be seen on the platform and to schedule meetings.
And that doesn't have to be by May the 4th. That can happen after May the 4th as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. But the sooner you register your spreadsheet, the sooner that you get your public profile becomes live.
Correct.
Great.
We have a question that talks about a short pitch, and I'm guessing what they mean by that is with the PDF, they'd like to be able to have some sort of video or some sort of presentation. But I guess that becomes, I'm sort of answering the question, but does that not become obsolete if we are going to be meeting live on May the 4th, which is basically what we would be doing in Bologna? I wouldn't be doing a sales pitch, sending it to my partners out where in Korea or whatever, if I'm meeting them right after, right? Would that make sense?
Absolutely. You're not going to do a video pitch at a book show when you're sitting across the table from them. Right. You're just going to talk to them, and that's what we're trying to do here.
Okay.
A question's come in, John, about the spreadsheet itself, and saying that the spreadsheet and the system is very ISBN heavy. Correct. And rights trading seems to happen very much around titles and imagery and descriptions rather than ISBN. So if they don't supply ISBNs and work very much more on titles and descriptions, can you work with that on the system and with the spreadsheet?
Yes, absolutely. It is ISBN driven, but that field that we ask for the ISBN number, it's either an ISBN number or some sort of book identifier number. And that number could be anywhere between 5 and 15 characters. This is explained in the instructions. It's explained on the spreadsheet. It could be any alphanumeric number that you want. The reason for that is we're asking the publisher's agents to rename their EPUB or PDF files and JPEG cover art with that unique number, either the ISBN number or the book identifier number. And that's what triggers the upload process to associate that title with the title in the system so that it's seen live on the front end. So you can work with that. Any number between 5 and 15 characters can be included in that field, and it will work.
So what happens if Les 400 Coups doesn't upload their spreadsheets before the 4th of May? What happens then? Basically,
they can upload the PDFs and cover art at any point. It's not until we upload or they upload their spreadsheet into the system before it asks for that data or those files to be associated. So that's built in.
So the sooner the better is the answer, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And going back to sort of like the online meetings that I guess, will they take place within the Global Rights Exchange within PubMatch, or do they happen outside of that? Is it just a scheduling tool, or do the meetings actually happen within the software?
Yeah, you're scheduling the meetings outside the platform, technically, because you're using the Zoom and GoToMeeting platforms. You're controlling those meetings from within your dashboard. Everything is controlled there. But because we're using other platforms, it's going to open up another tab to actually have the meeting. So when you start the meeting, it's going to start, you're going to feel as if you're in Zoom or GoToMeeting. You're going to start the meeting, it's going to open up in another tab in your computer or a laptop, and you'll have the meeting. You'll be able to then share your screen from that point.
And do you recommend that those meetings are the same 30-minute length that happens usually at the fair?
We do. We've scheduled the meetings as 30-minute increments. You can do, multiple meetings if you need more time. We did that mostly because of the Zoom free version. It only allows for 40 minutes on the Zoom conference calls. If you need more than 40 minutes, you should schedule, 2 consecutive meetings, kind of thing. And I'd like to point something out on the Zoom. There's been a lot of things written about the security on Zoom, and we've looked at that. We've programmed in all of the passwords automatically that will need to be done so that your video session will be secure. Everything will be included in that whole process, so you don't have to worry about that.
Is there a limit to the number of files you can upload?
No, but we recommend, upload what you would have sent to Bologna in the first place. I mean, you can add more as you want, and as new lists come out, upload them. Since it's going to be live throughout the rest of the year, as new titles come out, go ahead and upload and go at it. Yeah.
So, Elena, a question for you. How long will the Global Rights Exchange be available for people to use?
It will be available until the end of the year. And then, as I said at the beginning, who knows? We want to see how publishers will, if they will be happy with this new project, with this platform. There's plenty to do on that. We are very much open to any possible future development, because I think that this is all the world is going digital now. Also, schools that in Italy are really very, very backward in terms of digitalization, they are working very well. So we are all going digital. We are inventing, we are figuring out new ways of working that won't replace, my God, I don't want to replace the physical meeting, but there's plenty to do. And also the other part of events that we are preparing for the day of the supposed to be fair from the 4th to the 7th. It will be a lot of webinars, exhibitions online, and it will be now it's scheduled to be for 4 days, but it's highly likely that they will go on. And same, this platform will go on until the end of the year, and then we will think about the future.
So just to be clear, you think the meetings can take place throughout the year? Just the scheduling begins on May the 4th, but the meetings can continue throughout the whole year, just to be clear on that?
Until the end of December. Until the end of December. Yeah.
Oh, here's a good question for you, John. Once we've uploaded the files, can we remove them when we're done with them, or if we don't want to?
Yeah. Once you're in your dashboard, you can edit the each one, the title information, or you can delete them.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've got through a lot of the questions that have come through online now. I mean, I think people are really keen to see how this is going to work and to get the instructions. So there's one last question that's come in. How is the space on the Dropbox organized? Will they have a company name place?
No. You're just going to upload the files renamed with that ISBN number or unique identifier number. It'll automatically be associated with the same number that we've uploaded to your profile. So you just have to upload them, and that's all you have to do.
Okay.
One more question. I guess maybe people are going to be thinking about questions. I can hear my team writing to me saying, yeah, what about this or what about that? So where can we send our questions moving forward before May 4th? Who do we talk to? Where do we?
Well, if it's a question about their login and password as a registered exhibitor or visitor, you're going to contact the Bologna Book Fair. Okay. For any technical questions or the spreadsheet or the uploading process or how to use the system, you're going to email exchange@pubmatch.com.
We'll make sure to have that up there on the screen for the folks.
Yeah.
So, perfect. Okay. Emma, any more questions?
I think just to reiterate the timing again, registered visitors will get access to the platform from the 4th of May, as will exhibitors. It all goes live on the 4th of May, and everyone can start scheduling their meetings then. That's
correct.
Perfect. So it's time to get our files ready to be uploaded. That's what I'm hearing here. I hope my team is paying attention right now.
We've had about, I think about 20 or 25 publishers so far. And with emails from some of the top 5 publishers already, so they're working on their list as well. So all seems to be good so far.
Perfect. All right.
And any questions about registration, if you're an exhibitor or a visitor, just to email that email address that you said, John.
You can, yes.
Yeah, email the Bologna Book Fair team.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, John. Elena, I mean, it's been really, I got to tell you the truth. When I heard about this about a week and a half ago, I was thinking, yeah, right, whatever. But I got to tell you, you've convinced me, and I'm looking forward to May 4th. I'm looking forward to having all these great meetings.
Bologna.
Great people I love to see. We're losing Elena.
We're losing Elena, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
the final thoughts on this should be publishers need to make this digital experience the new norm now. I think this is going forward. A lot of people are hesitant about the digital part of it. So this is moving forward. This is the new norm. So get your list in.
Thank you so much.
Well, And we certainly look forward to hearing at a later stage about how successful you think it's gone, and whether you think it's something that could potentially be rolled out to other fairs, other platforms, and certainly from a Bologna perspective, whether in the future this can be opened up to illustrators and illustration agencies, not just publishers. I think there's a lot of chatter around agencies and illustrators who would be keen to use the platform in the future. I know that's not possible this time round, but I think moving forward, it would be good to hear an update from you guys as to whether there's future scope to open up a bit further.
Will do.
I can only wish you good luck, John. I think you've opened up a Pandora's box, and I don't know how you're going to close it now.
I know it's daunting, a little scary, but I think we're good. I think we're set.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you again, both of you. Much appreciated. And stay safe, stay sane, and keep working hard for us all. You're doing a great session.
They wash their hands. Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prashant, for taking care of us.
Thank you, Simone. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, John. Thank you, Alina. It was an enriching session. I hope everybody liked it, and all of the queries have been answered. Just in case, if you have more questions, and I know not everything can be answered in such a small session, you can reach out to the email address which has been mentioned in the session, or you can tag any of the admins on a group, and we'll try and reach out to Alina and John and try and find answers for you. Next week, on 23rd, we will be celebrating World Book Day and the Copyright Day, and we have something interesting planned for you in the group. Stay tuned. Thank you so much again. As we always say, stay safe, wash your hands, have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.